Thank you for joining us this evening at our City Council meeting. We'll go ahead and get started. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Adamson.
Here.
Gray.
Here.
Cheatham.
Here.
Johnston.
Here.
Lurie.
Here.
Manon.
Here.
Platt.
Here. Thank you. If you'd please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, after which, if you'd remain standing for the invocation, which will be offered by Art Beery, a representative from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we bow our heads this night. So grateful for the favorable circumstance that we're here in these majestic foothills of this beautiful home that we live in. Father, we are grateful to be here, to be witnesses, and to be participants of this council meeting. And we are mindful that thy guiding hand is with these leaders and also those who will present. Father, we are thankful for so much, and we are also mindful of the freedoms and the governance that gives us so many opportunities and abilities to guide our communities. We are so thankful for the robust and engaged community that we do live in. We pray for these leaders that the decisions that they make will be understood and felt by those of today and for generations. Father, we are thankful for so much, but we also understand those who are less fortunate, that the representatives who are here on this night who are making decisions represent them who are silenced either through fear or through circumstance. Father, bless all those who participate and are part of this process, and that all the things that are said and done will be done with thy will and for the good of all that live in this wonderful and fine community. And this is our prayer this evening in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Art. We will move on to agenda item number 3 is the consent agenda. The following business items may be approved by one motion and a vote. If any one member of the council so desires, any matter listed can be moved to a separate agenda item. A, minutes. Council may wish to waive the oral reading of the minutes and approve the minutes from the March 7, 2019 City Council Liaison Meeting, May 16, 2019 Clarification Meeting, and regular council meeting of June 5, 2019. Joint Cities, Bannock County School District number 25 meeting, June 6, 2019, Budget Development Meeting, Executive Session Clarification Meeting, and regular council meeting of June 13, 2019, Work Session and Budget Development Meeting, and the June 25, 2019 Special City Council meeting. B, Treasurer's Report. Council may wish to consider the Treasurer's Report for May showing cash and investments as of May 31, 2019. Payroll and material claims. Council may wish to consider payroll and material claims for the month of June 2019 as well. Good evening, Ashley.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Ashley Welsh, Deputy CFO. I'm going to start with the Treasurer's Report for the month of May 2019. Total cash and cash equivalents of city monies totaled $50,541,607. Total long-term investments were $4,828,445 for a total cash and cash equivalents and long-term investments of $55,370,052. This amount is down $4,033,216 for the month of May. On page 2 of the report, we have highlighted key receipts for the month. We received cable franchise fees for $46,788, which were down 7.07% from the previous fiscal year. We also received state grants for transit for Capital, March, and April of fiscal year 2019 in the amount of $93,063. And we also received transit federal grants for April of fiscal year 2019 for $93,886. The remaining section details the net change in cash and long-term investments for the city. Page 3 of the report is for trust funds. Total cash and cash equivalents are $1,050,591. Total long-term investments, $3,889,425 for a total of $4,940,016. Total cash receipts for the month were $27,883, and total cash disbursements for the month were $51,233. And the net change in long-term investments was a positive $7,982 for an overall decrease in the trust funds of $15,368. The next page shows, it lists all funds cash balances with their respective net change for the month. You can see that the general fund is still in a very healthy position at $11,302,258. Page 5 is discussion and analysis for your review. And lastly, on page 6, we have the 5-year trend of cash balances. This report continues to reflect a very strong cash position for the city. And I will detail the negative funds and why they are negative. So Transit Urban Fund has a negative cash balance of $467,279, and those are pending receiving grants. Debt Service Fund is negative $25,785. That is future tax remittance, which should be coming at the end of this month. And CDBG Fund is negative $99,945, just pending grant money that is going to be coming in. Are there any questions on the Treasurer's report?
Questions?
I have a question. Somewhere in the future, we probably need to find out where all the money's coming from for the settlement. We get it from reserves. Is it just lump sum, or will it come out of individual items?
So the lawsuit settlement is what he's talking about. And for the court documents, we will be, we'll have that discussion, but we'll be putting that into its own separate fund so that it's dedicated to that.
We'll transfer out all these funds?
We'll transfer it from the general fund.
General fund into its own segregated fund for the settlement.
But we're not sure exactly the timeline, what that has to look like. We're kind of waiting to figure out what the judge is looking for in there, and then we'll do that. I'm sure it'll be in front of the council at a study session.
Yep.
Actually, in looking at all of these funds, there are tremendous dollars that come in through grants. We'd be in real trouble if we didn't have these grants, wouldn't we?
Yes. Yeah, we get a significant amount in grants. Our Transit Urban Fund is, well, our Transit Rural Fund is fully funded by grant money and local money that comes into them. So Airport gets a lot of grants, especially for construction, and CDBG is grant funded also. So yes, there's a lot of grant funded.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, so we will move on to the payroll and claims report for June of 2019. Total payroll and material claims for the month, $5,501,309. Payroll related claims were $3,694,335. We had changes in filled positions of an increased 17 part-time employees, 2 seasonal employees, for an overall increase of 19 positions for the month of June. Vendor claims totaled $1,806,874, and we only have one large vendor claim for HD Fowler Company for $242,380 for water meters and iron pipe. And then the rest of the remaining large vendor claims explain 82.98% of all the vendor claims for the month of June. On the back of the report, we have given you information on our June purchase card activity. You can see we had 1,343 transactions for a total of $294,847, and we had 172 card holders with transactions for the month of June. We also had 4 purchase agents that had monthly totals greater than $10,000, and the types of expenditures are listed for your review below. This completes my report. Are there any questions?
Questions for Ashley? No?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to C, Human Relations Advisory Committee appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Bill Downs to serve as a member of the Human Relations Advisory Committee. Mr. Downs' term will begin July 12, 2019 and will expire July 12, 2023. D, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board reappointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Judy Taylor to continue her service as a member of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board representing the Fort Hall Replica Commission. Ms. Taylor's term will begin June 8, 2019 and will expire June 8, 2021. C, ratification of resolution ITD curb ramp project. Council may wish to ratify resolution number 2019-05, which was necessary to update an Idaho Transportation ITD agreement. The deadline to update curb locations as part of the project with ITD was due prior to the July 11, 2019 council meeting. No other changes were made to the agreement. Council approved the curb project on March 1, 2018. F, council decision annexation land south of Neva Road and west of Gaethje Drive. Council may wish to adopt this decision to approve the annexation of a parcel of land comprised of approximately 75.32 acres owned by McCormick Ranch LLC. The parcel is located south of Neva Road and west of Gaethje Drive and will be zoned residential low density RL with a comprehensive plan designation of residential. G, council decision, Linda's Lots subdivision short plat. Council may wish to adopt this decision approving a short plat for Linda's Lots subdivision, which subdivides approximately 0.92 acres of land into 3 lots, subject to conditions. The property is located at 1940 Bench Road.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
We have a motion by Council President Johnston and a second, I believe, was by Lurick. Oh, no, it was Adamson. All right, by Adamson. God, you guys jumped on it. Usually you don't do that. Anxious tonight. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Johnston.
Yes.
Adamson.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 4 is communication and proclamations. We do not have any proclamations, but I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our new building official, Richard Bigelow. I think it'd be great to recognize that you've been here for a little while and welcome you to the city of Pocatello. You're kind of a native of here, but left for a little while and decided to come back to heaven. So thanks for coming back.
I was glad to be here.
It's good to have you. All right, then we'll move to agenda item 5 is a calendar review. Council may wish to take this opportunity to inform other council members of upcoming meetings and events that should be called to their attention. On July 18, council liaison work session clarification meeting has been canceled. On July 18, 5:30 p.m., council clarification meeting. At 6 p.m., regular city council meeting. Other events, Ross Park Band concerts on Sunday evenings from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. during the month of July. July 11 and 25th, Splash Dance at Ross Park Aquatic Complex for youth ages 12 to 17 from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. July 12 through the 20th is Southeast Idaho Senior Games. July 13, Quinn Meadows Cruise Fun Run. July 19 and 20th is Montana Shakespeare in the Park at 6:30 p.m. at ISU Quad, free to the public. Open burn ban in wildland urban interface areas continues. Adopt a Shelter Cat special discount adoption rate is available through September 30th. Contact the animal shelter for more information. It's not on here, but I'm going to take the privilege of letting you know that the International Choral Festival is also in town this weekend, and I would encourage anyone to look and see where those concerts will be and go and experience music from around the world. It's pretty exciting to have that event in our community. So sorry, I didn't put that in there.
I think it's important to point out that the Arts Council that the city sponsors is a big supporter of the Shakespeare in the Park.
Shakespeare in the Park, that's right. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move to agenda item number 6. Exception to city code prohibiting the discharge of firearms in city limits pest solutions. Council may wish to consider a request from Todd Blattner, representing Pest Solutions, for an exception to City Code 9.32.020, discharge of firearms prohibited within city limits to exterminate marmots on certain properties identified by Pest Solutions. Mr. Blattner has performed this service for School District Number 25 in the past and is seeking approval for continued control of these pests. Approval is subject to police department and legal department requirements and review.
Is Mr. Blattner here?
Is Todd here?
Mr. Mayor, I would speak to this. I think it's a big enough problem that we need to have a solution of some kind. I'm not sure that Mr. Blattner is the one to solve all of it, but it is a big problem in our city. We've had requests from the north end with that parking area out there, that storage area where the marmots have been in, eating the wires on some of the vehicles being stored. We have all the way along our water area, a lot of these creatures. So I move that we authorize our legal department to draw up some type of an ordinance that would permit the eradication of these marmots without having to trap them.
Draw an ordinance or grant this exception?
Amend our existing ordinance so that, you know, if we want the police department to go out and handle it on the levee, that would be something that could be written in there. I don't want just anybody out shooting these things, but I want something very strong, very tight, that is safe for Pocatello, but will solve the problem that we obviously have.
Does our legal department have any comment on that?
Well, council instructs us.
His boss left him, so he can do anything he wants.
Well, no, if council instructs us to take a look at it, I mean, I would grant you that this is a problem. You know, I mean, it's been spoken to by Tom Kirkman, who our superintendent of streets has indicated that part of the issue we do have on the levee is with the Army Corps of Engineers is we agree to maintain it from burn weight animals. This is kind of caught me flat-footed, but if council so instructs us to try to look for a solution through the ordinance, we're happy to do it. Just the question is, I'm not sure how successful we could be, but we could try. I mean, in essence, if you...
I agree with Jim's proposal to study this, but I would move at this point to deny agenda item number 6.
Can we have that motion before?
Mine is not seconded, so there's not a motion.
There's not a motion on Jim's right now. We have another motion by Cheatham to deny. And really, the question tonight is, do you deny this? And I think the direction can be to sit down with legal and police and do that. But I think the real question is, are you okay with this as a yes or no vote? And we have a motion that received no second. We have another motion that has, the motion
I'll
was to
second
deny.
Rick's motion with the anticipation that I will give another motion after we vote on this.
We're full of motions.
We're full of motions.
So it's to deny.
Yes, to deny the application as outlined in agenda item number 6.
Okay, and Johnston seconded it.
Yep.
Now, before we do anything else, do we need a motion to have direct
No.
everybody to do that, or what is?
Well,
Because I'm anticipating that being the next motion.
Well, I can tell you that it's inferred to me that I'm going to go with the police chief or someone in the police department to try and draft something and address this issue. So unless you really want me to do it most formally, it's going to get done either way.
Okay.
I promise you that.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor. We'll just see what the next motion looks
Why
like.
not?
We have a motion on the floor by Cheatham, seconded by Council President Johnston. Connie, could you please?
Sorry, can I ask a question?
We have a question.
If we deny this at this time and it takes us a while to go through the change in ordinance, but there's an urgent need to do something, can the request be made to us again or not?
What is that?
Well, no, at this point, if they wanted to come back and ask the council again for for permission, there's no timeline that they, it's not like now or forever. I mean, the council could change. In theory, the council, they could, if they got on the agenda for next week, they could ask you again and you could say yes if you wanted to. There's no, by denying it tonight does not deny them in perpetuity.
Okay. Did Mr. Blattner know, was he aware that this was on tonight's agenda? Yeah? Yeah. So, okay.
See, I object to him not being here because
Right.
this is such a significant thing. So many questions I wanted to ask him.
Right, I agree. Yeah. Okay.
Basically, the rock chuck season's over this year. When it gets hot, they estivate. They hibernate in the summer. And there'll be very little activity out of them for the rest of this year. Our problem will be next March.
Well, let's get it solved before
Okay.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion by Cheatham, a second by Johnston
To deny the
To
application.
to deny the application. I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Cheatham,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we instruct the legal department to get with police and evaluate and hopefully come up with an ordinance modification that would deal with this problem throughout our city.
May I ask a quick question?
Yeah, why not?
If this is not an ordinance-related issue in terms of they come up with another type of method other than shooting them, would that require us to change the ordinance?
No.
So it's only if we were to consider shooting them or with pellets or
It's only
whichever
because
form
it's
of
firearms, right?
firearms, right?
Correct. Basically, what they're asking for is what the council's denied is an exception to our ordinance
Right.
prohibits discharge of firearms, which is broadly defined under city ordinance. If there was another solution, another way to address the marmot, rock chuck issue that doesn't involve firearms, it would not have to come before council. We would not have to amend the ordinance. Perhaps this is something that I can discuss with the chief and see if we can have another come up with it. And I want to pick Mr. Kirkman's mind as well, since apparently he has issues with on the levies. But if they were to come back with a different method,
Right.
we would not need to change the ordinance.
Thank
If you
you.
can come up with something, I'll feel very comfortable with it. But I just don't want those 300 marmots that he's taken up the canyon coming across my place going back to the levee.
They've got a trail through his yard. He's got a point. So we have a motion on the floor. I have not heard a second unless that was, and that doesn't sound like it was. So it will die
Far from it.
for a lack of a second. All right, I'll erase that. Okay. Agenda item 7, request to surplus and trade in used firearms for new safety equipment, police department. Council may wish to declare 74 used firearms that have reached their service life and no longer safe for duty use as surplus. If declared as surplus, staff recommends trading the firearms, trade-in value approximately $8,000, and the purchasing of the following safety equipment: 20 223 suppressors and one 308 suppressor from Huck Customs and a local vendor in the amount of $8,050. Funds for the purchase are available in the police department's fiscal year 2019 budget. That was tough for me to get through.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve agenda item number 7, request to surplus and trade in used firearms for new safety equipment for the police department.
Second.
Do we have a local vendor that can actually handle what this request is?
He is a local vendor.
Huck's Customs.
Okay, that is the local vendor.
Yes.
I'm really good with firearms.
He's got 300 rock chucks going through his yard.
Can you read the instructions?
Okay, we have a motion by Manon and a second by Cheatham. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Manon,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 8, surplus and sale of seized assets request, Police Department. Council may wish to approve the following requests from the Pocatello Police Department. A, surplus 8 vehicles seized during ongoing drug investigation, and if approved, B, authorize the sale of the vehicles through auction. The vehicles have been awarded to the City of Pocatello by courts through the Bannock County Prosecutor's Office via asset forfeiture laws.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we authorize the declaration of these seized assets as surplus and have them sold.
Second.
Sounds good. You have started to get seconds.
It hasn't passed
That's a
yet.
good thing, but you got a second.
I got a
That's a
second.
step
That's an
forward.
amazing thing.
We have a motion by Council President Johnston and a second by Lurick. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Johnston.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Adamson.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. You made it. Thank you. Agenda item 9, acceptance of property appraisal reports and authorize letters of compensation for Hawthorne Quinn project. Council may wish to consider the following items related to the Hawthorne Quinn project. A, accept the property appraisal reports for owners of on the right-of-way and on the right-of-way and procurement easement acquisitions. Permanent easement acquisitions as discussed at the June 13, 2019 work session, and if accepted, B, authorize the mayor's signature on letters establishing the just compensation for property owners as outlined in the report. Please note the letters are not an official offer to purchase.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we accept the property appraisal report and authorize letters of compensation for the Hawthorne Quinn project. Is it subject to, and authorize the mayor's signature on letters establishing the just compensation for property owners as outlined in the report.
Second.
We have a motion by Lurick and a second by Cheatham. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Adamson.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 10, Life Safety Systems Data Vault Agreement, Fire Department. Council may wish to approve a request from Fire Department staff to implement Life Safety Inspections Vault, LIV, subject to legal department review. This is a web-based reporting company which stores inspections from third-party vendors in a centralized database. There is no cost to the city, and staff feels it will be beneficial to all parties involved.
Mr. Mayor, because we have representatives from this group here tonight, I would like a brief explanation of what this is all about.
Okay.
Mayor, Council, thank you. My name is Cole Harding. I'm one of the owners of this company. We are a local company, a newer company, and what we do is we take life safety inspections for sprinkler alarm. We collect that data and we present it back to the fire department, allowing them to recognize code compliant issues quicker and in being the enforcing agent, helping make the communities a little bit safer.
Great, thank you.
Any
That's
questions?
all I needed.
That was it. Thank you, Cole. Any more questions before he sits down?
I'm still curious about the payment arrangement.
Yes.
How does that work?
So we collect our funds through the service companies providing the inspections. It benefits them because the more code enforcement, they have more opportunity for revenue. Holds businesses more accountable on fire code. So
Is there any charge to the fire department for using your data?
there's not. The data belongs to the city and to the fire department. We just manage and store it.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions before he walks back to his seat? We like to wait till you get back there and then call you.
Get back.
Thanks, Cole.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the Life Safety System Data Vault Agreement that's been presented to us, subject to any legal department to review that is necessary.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by President Johnston and a second by Manon. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Johnston.
Yes.
Yes.
Adamson.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 11, time clock plus sole source expenditure and declaration request. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of Human Resources and Information Technology staff and authorize the mayor's signature on documents related to the request for the following items. A, declare the purchase of Time Clock Plus software to be a valid sole source expenditure, as this program is compatible with the city's current payroll system through Central Square. Time Clock Plus is Central Square's preferred provider and is the only vendor available that allows a seamless integration now and in the future upgrades. And B, approve the Time Clock Plus software purchase in the amount of $70,081.98. Funds for the purchase are available in the city's fiscal year 2019 budget. Councilwoman Adamson.
Mayor, I move that we approve this purchase as a valid sole source expenditure and authorize your signature on any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion by Adamson and a second by Cheatham. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Adamson?
Yes.
Cheatham?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Cleric?
Yes.
Manon?
Yes.
It's this one. We got a public hearing. I got to figure out which public hearing it is. We got 50 of them up here, it looks like. There we go. All right, thank you. Agenda item 12, public hearing, proposed fiscal year 2019 June-July budget amendments. This time has been set aside for council to receive public comments on proposed fiscal year 2019 budget amendments. As discussed at the June 13, 2019 work session, an ordinance has been prepared for council's consideration under agenda item 13. I declare the public hearing opened. Ashley.
Ashley Welsh, Deputy CFO. The 2019 budget adopted in August of 2018 was developed with anticipated grants and estimated revenues. The council elects to adopt a restrictive budget and amend in detail for unplanned revenues and expenses. Tonight, the Finance Department is requesting additional budget authority for expenditures related to unforeseen revenues and expenses in the General Fund, Street Fund, Cemetery Fund, Airport Fund, Emergency Repair Fund, Sanitation Fund, Water Fund, Water Pollution Control Fund, Utility Billing Fund, Street Federal Aid Projects Fund, and Retirement Savings Fund. On June 13th, I provided a detailed discussion at the work session regarding these amendments. The additional authority is needed for food expenses, travel and training, overtime, retirements, supplies, professional services, repairs and maintenance, transfers to other funds, and various capital projects. The revenue is provided by reimbursements, grants, donation, and use of reserves. The total for all the amendments is $4,037,012. This amendment process began with the two required public notices on June 19th and June 26th in the Idaho State Journal. No action will be taken at the end of the public hearing. Then at the end of tonight's meeting, the council will consider the amended ordinance. This concludes my presentation.
Council, any questions for Ashley? Okay. Ashley, have you received any written correspondence by chance?
No.
Have we received any
No,
in the
sir.
clerk's office? Okay, thank you. Then we would look for any testimony supporting the application. Any testimony uncommitted to the application? Any testimony opposed to the application? Okay, then I'm just going to jump down to close it. I declare the public hearing closed. We'll move on to agenda item number 13. 13A, an ordinance approving an amendment to fiscal year 2019 appropriations ordinance, increasing the total fiscal year expenditures by $4,037,012 to account for additional revenues, including grant funds received by the city and to use previously unappropriated cash balances for unanticipated expenses incurred to the city. Council, how do you wish this ordinance to be read?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I move that agenda item number 13A be read only by title and placed on final passage for publication, and that the full ordinance be submitted for publication.
Second.
Second.
We have already got a second by Adamson.
She is fast.
She is fast. So we have a motion by Councilmember Bray, a second by Adamson. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Bray.
Yes.
Adamson.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. Rich, could you please read the ordinance?
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, amending ordinance number 3012, the appropriation ordinance for the fiscal period October 1, 2018 through September 30th, 2019, providing for an increase in expenditures in the general fund, the street fund, the cemetery fund, the airport fund, the emergency repair fund, the sanitation fund, the water pollution control fund, utility billing fund, street, federal, and aid projects fund, and retirement savings fund, which increases the total fiscal year expenditures by $4,037,012, providing that the revenue to pay for such expenses shall be derived from transfers, grants, unexpected revenues, and previously unappropriated cash balances, provided that all other portions of appropriation ordinance number 3012, not herein previously amended in ordinance number 3019, shall remain in full force and effect, provided that this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication according to law.
I declare that to be the final reading of the ordinance. Shall the ordinance pass?
Adamson.
Yes.
Bray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 13B, an ordinance amending Pocatello Municipal Code Title 13.20 Pretreatment Regulations as suggested by the Department of Environmental Quality. The suggestions are from a 2018 audit of the city's pretreatment program. I declare, Council, how do you wish this ordinance to be read? Councilwoman Adamson.
Mayor, I move the ordinance, agenda item 13B, be read only by title and placed on final passage for publication, and that only the ordinance summary sheet be submitted for publication.
Second.
We have a motion by Adamson and a second by Lurick. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Adamson.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Bray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. Rich, could you please read the ordinance?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. An ordinance of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, revising Title 13, Chapter 20, quote, pre-treatment regulations, end quote, of the revised and compiled ordinance of the City of Pocatello, more particularly by amending sections 13.20.020 definitions, 13.25.025 abbreviations, 13.20.030 prohibited discharge standards, 13.20.045 local limits, 13.02.080 additional pretreatment, 13.20.120 wastewater discharge permit application contents, 13.20.210 notification of discharge, change discharge, 13.20.200.20 record keeping, 13.20.25 monitoring facilities, 13.20.265 confidential information, 13.20.270 publication of users in significance noncompliance, 13.20.325 criminal prosecutions, 13.20.36 upset, and 13.20.365 prohibited discharge standards defense. To comply with the recommendations from the audit conducted by the Department of Environmental Quality, providing that all their sections of Chapter 13.04 shall remain in full force and effect, providing that the orders shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication according to law.
I declare that the final reading of the ordinance. Shall the ordinance pass?
Adamson.
Yes.
Bray.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes.
Manon.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move to 14 discussion items. This time has been set aside to hear discussion items not listed on the agenda. Items which appear somewhere else on the agenda will not be discussed at this time. The council is not allowed to take any official action on matters at this meeting on matters brought forward under this agenda item. Items will either be referred to the appropriate staff or scheduled on a subsequent agenda. You must sign in at the start of the meeting in order to be recognized. As a reminder, you have a total of 3 minutes per speaker and 15 minutes for this agenda item. We have George Deeb. I am not seeing him. Then thank you very much for attending tonight. With that, we are adjourned.